Welcome to VSP News from Kolman's Korner. I'm your host, David A. Kolman, the editor of Fleet Maintenance Magazine, the only publication that is all maintenance, all management, all vehicle classes, all the time. Nick Pinchuk, Chairman and CEO of Snap-on, is passionate about the vital importance of upskilling and expanding America's technical workforce. He firmly believes that growing technicians for the future must be a national calling in order for America to maintain its ability to manufacture, transport, and repair its own technology, something, he says, that has enabled the nation to become what it is today. Snap-on is a leading global innovator, manufacturer, and marketer of tools, equipment, diagnostics, and repair information and systems for professional users performing critical tasks. Pinchuk says a PR problem is a key reason for the technical workforce shortage.
There is a shortage of technicians. There's a great skills gap. And I think one of the reasons why it's difficult to find them is we're sort of losing the competition for today's youth. When today's youth think about careers, they're thinking about four-year colleges and white-collar endeavors, and they tend to walk by well-paying and stable and rewarding jobs that are things like technicians, truck technicians or vehicle technicians, car technicians, aviation technicians, jobs in the factory, all of which pay very competitive with four-year degrees and certainly have stability, and many of which can't be moved overseas or lost to the overseas. So part of it is we're just losing that competition because I think we have a PR problem.
What's more, technical jobs are viewed as a consolation prize compared to other vocations.
People view mechanical jobs, technical jobs, those that are trained in two-year schools as sort of a consolation prize versus four-year degrees. Yet, as I said before, they're every bit as rewarding and stable as those four-year degree jobs. So one of the things we need to do as businessmen and educators and government leaders, I think, is turn those jobs from a consolation prize to a national calling. Because America needs that technical workforce. In fact, I foresee no path to a prosperous future for America without an upskilling and expansion of our technical workforce.
One solution, says the head of Snap-on, is industry and education joining forces to change the current situation.
Part of the way in which we need to change the image problem associated with technical education and expand the workforce, the technical workforce, and enable America is part of upskilling. And part of the players in that is business and business cooperation with education. A good example, I think, in our own case is Snap-on's cooperation with Gateway Technical College in Southeast Wisconsin. We partner with them to try to, one, guide the curriculum, try to enable the curriculum with the latest equipment, and work with them every day. There are now, I think, 17 certification programs, so stackable certifications with Gateway that students can go in there and earn those credentials, and when they present them to their employers know they really know what they're talking about. And this is an important component of expanding technical education in the United States, is matching the actual skills being imparted in the schools, those two-year schools, the 800 of them around the United States, to match what employers need. Now, Snap-on is in an organization, NC3, that provides certification around, and we have partnerships not only with Gateway, but with 80 technical colleges around the country, and we're expanding more every day. And that's one way in which I think industry can work with education to really drive that upskilling and improve the technical workforce.
The critical importance of technicians is not well understood, and that, Pinchuk emphasized, must change.
In our day, in some ways, America has lost the respect for the dignity of work, and the idea that technicians are a consolation prize is something we need to reverse. And because I think, one, at an individual level, students and young people can build strong careers. We know that the state of Texas says, for example, that an associate degree, a technical associate degree, a 2-year degree, makes $11,000 more than the average 4-year degree coming out of school. This is economic evidence that it is a strong career path for people, and I think students do not know this. I think the idea that America built itself up by virtue of being able to do things and make things an important element of this, and we need to restore that. So, leaders in government and in business need to change the consolation prize that is viewed today as 2-year degrees in technical endeavors into a national calling. This is what the President of the United States did in 1961 when he said, we're going to the moon and we'll do it in this decade. Every other person, or most of the young people in the United States, felt that entering science or technology was a national calling. The leaders of this country can do that again by saying, look, we have to restore ourselves to an enabled workforce which will overwhelm other workforces and restore preeminent prosperity to America. And that will be done by making technical education a national calling. So, youth of America, you should consider that career as something that will not only enrich you, but will serve America.
For additional information about the technician shortage and Snap-on, visit Fleet Maintenance Magazine online. Thank you for tuning in to VSP News from Kolman's Corner. I am your host, David A. Kolman, editor of Fleet Maintenance Magazine, the only publication that is all maintenance, all management, all vehicle classes, all the time. Until our next broadcast, you can keep up to date with what is happening in our industry by visiting Fleet Maintenance Magazine online.